In this week's episode of Working with Todoist, I'm going to show you how to overcome a very common problem. Hello and welcome to episode 145 of my Working with Todoist series. My name is Carl Pauline, and in this week's episode I want to take you through the cause of a very common problem for anybody dealing with productivity issues and how to solve it. Now, this is kind of linked a little bit to what I was talking about in the last episode, which I will put a link in the comments section below. But essentially what we're dealing with here is overwhelm. Now what I'm seeing is a lot of people are just dumping in lots of tasks that don't really have much meaning, and over time these projects fill up and they just become a whole overwhelming list of mess. And what I want to do today is to show you how to get this under control. Now I've shown this quite a few times throughout these series, without these videos, but I still come across it, and I really want to help you guys to be able to overcome it so that when you look at your task manager, whether it is Todoist or any of the other many task managers out there, you know exactly what you need to do immediately when you see your list of actions or tasks for today. Now, before we get into this episode, I would just like to ask, if you like this video, please click on the like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. Okay, let's get into Todoist and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so here's the problem that I see so often with people's Todoist, and that is, I understand what's happening here. People are collecting tasks and ideas and just throwing them into their inbox, and then feeling one day, oh, I need to sort of organize this out. So they create a few projects and they dump everything in there. But if you come back to this in a week's time, or even in 2 weeks' time, or even probably just a few days' time, and you look at something like banner ads, well, what does that mean? What does banner ads mean? Does that mean you need to organize somebody to collect banner ads? Do you need somebody to design banner ads? I mean, it's such an unclear task. And what you need to do when you may be on the fly when you collect the idea banner ads, and that's okay, but later in the day you need to actually define what that means. So in this case what you would do is, let's just say ask Claire to design new banner ads. Now if you actually I didn't actually spell Claire, right? But if you actually timed that, you would probably find that it took me less than 10 seconds to type that. Now, this is what you need to be thinking about. It doesn't take long to come back to a task that you've dumped into Todoist and just make the task very clear. So ask Claire to design new banner ads. Now, it's so much easier to decide what the label is going to be. For me, that would be communications. And I can add that because asking somebody, that means talking to somebody. I can add the label communications. I could decide that's urgent or not urgent. And I can create all sorts of things. So let's just say this is now an urgent task, so I would actually add P2. P2 would mean it a morning task, so I would get to it. And let's say I need to do this tomorrow, I can just add in tomorrow. Suddenly that's done. How long did that take? Very little time. This one's okay, call web designer about website promotions. However, if I was processing, and let's just say I already had a web designer, I would actually type their number in here, which is so that when I come to it on my mobile phone, I could then just click on the actual number. It doesn't work on here, but on my mobile phone that would come up as a number. I could just tap it and I can call the number. So that would save me so much time when I came back to it. Think about Pete's idea. Now, what the hell is Pete's idea? I mean, Pete could have told me an idea while I was drinking beer last night with Peter, and he said, "Oh, I'll think about the idea." I need to add more details into that. And that's the problem with this. So in this one, I would probably add the note, Pete suggests we expand our courses, can't spell courses, courses to India, for example. Now that is enough. That's all I need to add into there, because that would be enough for me to understand exactly what it was meant by Pete. John, cards, what does that mean? Does that mean get some new name cards? So order, this could be order new name cards for John. And again, I can now add in the labels. That could be purchasing, whatever label you have for that. So already I've now cleaned this one. Sunny called about possibly doing a collaboration with an Instagram account and our latest t-shirt designs. Well, that's not actually a task. That is actually something that you want to be reminded of. So how would you organize this task? I would go in and sort of probably highlight this, save it, and then talk to, because maybe I need to talk to Claire again, who's our designer, about doing collaboration with Sunny. And again, what I would do here is I would add a note and just put that original idea in there. So Sunny called about possibly doing a collab. So again, I've got the reminder in there, but now this is a task. Talk to Claire about doing collaboration with Sunny. So now it's very clear. Now the beauty of Todoist, and as you can see in here, if I just zoom in again, you've got the notes here, so it's telling me what I've got. So if I think about Pete's idea, I can now just click on that. Oh yeah, Pete suggests we expand our courses to India. So it immediately reminds me, and this is what you need to be doing. And I put in loads of these, and you know, just you get the idea. But like Hong Kong presentation, what does that mean? That actually would be a project. It shouldn't be in your sales project. This is actually a project on its own. This would be something I would create a new project here. So probably I would create a new project above, and then Hong Kong presentation. I can't spell today. I would create that, and then I can go back into here and I can just remove this one, and then that would need planning. I would need to go into there and say, right, what do I need to do? Now I actually would have a template for presentation planning, so that would be very easy to do. But going back down to this China sales drive, what does that mean? You know, you've got all these tasks. You need to be much clearer about how you are setting up your tasks. So China sales drive again is probably a project in itself. Jenny wants 4,000 units shipping to San Diego by next week. Now there's another one, is Jenny wants, fine, but that's not a task. Who do you need to speak to? Who do you need to place the order with so that they are shipped to San Diego by next week? That's the task. So it could be call Dave, ask him to organize the shipping of 4,000 units to San Diego next week. Call Singapore SCP about their sales inquiry. Now again, this is asking for a note because you need to know who you're speaking to and so on. Again, going further down, we've got staff meeting Friday. I've seen these so many times. Okay, staff meeting Friday, that sounds like an event, not a task. New design team member Jane. Well, okay, what do you want to do about your new design team member Jane? It doesn't really say anything. Performance reviews. What happens next? What's the very next step? And this is what you need to be thinking about when you're putting tasks into your Todoist. It isn't about just dumping something that comes into your head, because later when you come back to it, you're not going to have an idea what it is, and you're going to have to think and start looking through notes that you may have made, and it just becomes a productivity nightmare. What you want is very, very clear tasks like these ones here. Call web designer about website promotion, think about Pete's idea, order new name cards for John. These are clear, very, very clear tasks, and it's easy for you to say, order new name cards for John. Great, just make the call to your printer or whatever you need to do. Talk to Claire about doing collaboration with Sunny. Well, I've got one here, ask Claire to design new banner ads. So what we've got is two tasks here. I can just add in, okay, I need to call Claire, we need to talk about this now. Bang, bang, bang. Very, very easy to do. Okay, hopefully that gives you an idea. What you're not looking for is tasks like this, China sales drive, Jenny wants one. You know, these are not tasks. These are actually the end result. What you need to do in your Todoist or any to-do list manager is create tasks. What is the next step? What do you have to do? It isn't a reminder. So keep that one in mind. A lot of these things here are actually projects. China sales drive, definitely project. Call Singapore CB about their sales inquiry. That might be a project, but at least you've got the verb call. So as I mentioned last week, you need to break things down into verbs and very, very clear steps so that you will make sure that you can actually just do those tasks. When you start doing that, I can promise you, your productivity is going to go through the roof. You are going to seriously improve your productivity. Okay, hopefully that's given you a very clear idea about how you should be writing your tasks. Thank you very much for watching. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week.